weekdays 4 to 6 p.m. only at Chickies and Beats.
Flyers hockey is back. Join On the Ice, presented by Independence Blue Cross. Each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. live from a different Chickies and Pete's near you. Join hosts Paul Jolowitz and former Flyers Bernie Ferrant, Brad Marsh, and Keith Primo each week as they break down all of Flyers action and welcome a special Flyers guest each week. On the Ice, presented by Independence Blue Cross. Seen on Facebook Live and heard on Wednesdays 6 to 7 p.m. right here on 1490 AM WBCB and 107.3 FM. You're listening to 1490 WBCB and on your FM dial at 107.3 W297CL Levittown.
Good morning, race fans, and welcome to Yardley, Pennsylvania.
And we're here with another episode of Wide Open Wednesday on WBCB. Here are your hosts, Fred Fletcher and Nick Leach.
Good afternoon, everybody. I actually had Chuck at Hot Rod Santa. Tried to get him to sing the song, but he was singing a Christmas song.
I heard that when I was down south, and sorry I missed Hot Rod Santa. It looked like it was a great time, and hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. I had a great Thanksgiving. I got to see my godson, Zach, and we went to the kart races, and he whooped my ass as usual and embarrassed me and everybody else that was there, as a matter of fact. But we got the hang of it. After we went about 2 rounds on the carts, me, him, and Nolan had a good time. So yeah, it was a pretty neat deal. We had a lot of fun. But yeah, I was watching the updates from Hot Rod Santa, and looked like you had a lot of cars, a lot of people, and I knew you got a lot of toys.
Oh yeah. We did have a very good time. I want to thank a few people that came out of our racing community. Warren and Kate Brown, Warren Austin and Kate Brown, they were out. Kate was actually Mrs. Santa, so we had her out there working the streets, waving cars in. And wanted to thank Dom Antonelli and his whole family came out, and they were hung out with his car. He drives the blue 88 and the 4-cylinders down in New Egypt. And Glenn McIntyre runs the crates over at New Egypt with his 88. He's got the Flyers looking cars, orange and black. And his family came out, his mom came out and insulted me, but that was good. She didn't even know me. She looks in my car, she goes, "You get in that?" And Glenn's like, "Mom, stop." That's all good. It's all good.
I will get in that.
I will get in that. I already started the diet. So
yeah. It's crazy. You got the car now. You got to make some adjustments. But like I told Kelly, I want to be there right after you take your first laps, because it's going to be worth $1 million just to see the smile on your face. It's going to be cool.
Nick Marco was out too. He was in charge of the Vintage Club down in New Egypt. He came out with his drone and took some nice drone pictures.
Cool.
Skyview drone. So I want to thank Nick for coming out and doing that. And very nice guy. Just met him last week. And
Nick's a good guy. Yeah. I've had a chance to talk to him a couple times. Not as much as I'd like to. He's been at New Egypt a few times. He got a lot of nice stuff that, a lot of nice antique stuff and vintage stuff. While I was down in North Carolina, we're riding down the road, and Zach said, "There's a museum down here, Uncle Nick. We might want to go to the museum," but it was closed. But out front of the museum was Frankie Schneider's coach on a hauler, so I took a picture of that so everybody could see that. And it's just racing follows you wherever you go. So, and the old master, he was something else, and he was. The people loved him down there, and the car was immaculate. The hauler was cool, and the lady said, "We're not open today." She said, "We're waiting for a party to come," and she said there was like 110 cars in this warehouse. I took a picture of Mel Kenyon's midget while I was there. She said, "If you want to wait until they come, you can mingle with them and you can go right in." I said, "Nah, we won't do that." So yeah, we had a good time. Wasn't there long enough. But next time we'll be able to do some other stuff. And then, of course, the Turkey Derby. I got a chance to watch a little bit of that on TV. But, man, it looked like it was cold at Wall Stadium.
Yeah. I wouldn't be running that win. I was going to go down Friday, but we got tied up with straightening the shop out. So I apologized to Earl because I told him I was going to go down there. And we were cleaning up the shop and reorganizing everything. We took advantage of the day. and really turned my shop around, cleanliness and getting it all ready, and a lot of the little odds and ends that that needed to be organized, like nuts, bolts, stuff like that.
Right.
So
right.
we did that. So I didn't get a chance to get down there. Plus, it was cold.
Yeah, but it looked like, I mean, even though it was cold,
Yeah.
people came out. You had some really neat hot rods there.
Mm-hmm.
You had some race cars, of course, and then you had the motorcycle guys were there. They looked like they had a great time. Then, of course, I got to call Mr. Foxwell and you after Steve finally figured out how to work the deal. He put me on hold and then he cut me off. I'm like, wow, this is nice.
No, that wasn't Steve.
No, it wasn't Steve's
No,
fault.
that was Foxwell.
Okay, so it was Foxwell. You just didn't want to talk to me, so okay, that's fine. He got mad at me because I didn't show up for Hot Rod Santa. I know what the deal was.
Yeah,
so.
that's what it was. He told me.
But no, and then you had your buddy that you were in the Air Force with.
Yes,
I listened to that interview. That was pretty cool,
Yeah.
and it just seemed like everybody was having a good time. It didn't matter. It was cold, and then of course Mrs. Santa was running around doing videos, which was pretty neat. And I know Craig has some stuff coming up.
Yeah, he should have that done tomorrow.
So, and we'll put that on our media outlets. So if you're listening out there on your drive home and you pull over and you got a chance, give us a call. If you have any questions, you want to know what's going to happen here on our Wide Open Wednesdays. We have a Facebook page, Wide Open Wednesday, of course. We have a group called Wide Open Wednesday Fan Pit Stop. You can go on that page, and whatever you want to talk about, we'll talk about. Tonight's kind of an open night. We were going to have Earl Krause come on, but believe it or not, Earl lost his voice while he was supposed to do some of the announcing at Wall Stadium. So I did talk to Earl today, right before we came over, and he was still under the weather. I said, look, Earl, I said, get your voice back. We definitely need the Legend's voice back. So he, I don't know if I'll call in tomorrow or not for Need for Speed, but get him better, and then he's going to give us all the ins and outs on the Turkey Derby next week. That tell us what happened. And then, of course, we have Instagram, Wide Open Wednesday 24. So Kate is giving us all of what we need for social media. And from what I understand, our studio is wide open also now.
Our studio is open. I got the key. I'm going to go check it out this weekend. Actually, I might go over tomorrow, shoot an America's Mechanic episode for YouTube. But
That'll be after 5 o'clock?
no, probably before that.
Before that?
Yeah.
Okay, well, then I can't come help you out with that.
We'll see how the day goes.
Okay.
It's been a rough week already coming off the holiday.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to tell you this right now, gang. If you're going to go down south and you're going to go to North Carolina, in that area, Charlotte, do not go down 81. Don't do it.
Route 81's horrible.
Do not go down Route 81. It's the major highway that goes from New York to Florida. Me being a truck driver, I should be punched in the mouth for going down 81. 10 miles, fine. Then you sit for an hour. Another 10 miles, you sit. It was an honest mistake on our part because we had to put air in my sister-in-law's tire, and we went the opposite way of what we should have went. And I'm like, I don't know if this is a good idea. She goes, nah, just go that way. We'll be all right. We got plenty of time. We left at 8:30 in the morning, said we would be home by 5:30. We got home at 10 o'clock. So, yeah, I won't do that again. I know better. My brother John, if my brother John was sitting next to me, I'd already got punched in the mouth for that stunt. So,
Route 81 is like the king of
yeah.
construction.
Yeah, I mean, I loved it. I mean, I loved the trip with Nolan and Denise, and we had a really great time, but didn't want to get involved with that. That was just. And we got a phone call.
All right.
Who do we got?
Yeah, Billy.
Billy. We got Mr. Kleinspin from Maple Grove Raceway. Bill, what's going on?
Hey guys, doing pretty good. I don't know about you guys, but I'm still trying to get over that turkey hangover from last week. It was a great Thanksgiving to be with the family last week.
I finished the rest of my turkey last night.
Well, that's good, Bill. I mean, everybody had a great Thanksgiving. Now it's going to get cold. And up in where you guys are at, are you guys supposed to get a lot of snow and wind? What's going on up there?
Tomorrow was supposed to get a lot of wind with gusts of up to 50 miles an hour. For the past couple weeks, it was actually kind of warm, but now we're starting to get into old man winter around this time of year. It's going to start getting cold, but hey, we're looking forward to it. Hopefully, for all the snow lovers that are listening out there, hopefully we get a few blasts of snow this winter because we really haven't had that much snow the last couple of years around this area, but hopefully we can change that this winter.
Well, they were talking about it's going to be cold tomorrow with winds, and probably for the rest of the week. And then next week they're talking about 60.
I know. I'm loving that.
I'm loving that too. But we're all going to be sick in bed, sniffling and carrying on and all that. Steve's over there smirking. You know what I mean? But I mean, Bill, you got some stuff coming up though. We ain't got too much time off at Maple Grove, do we?
Nope. This year we're actually trying something different. We're going to be doing the Winter Series, and next week we're going to be having our first race of the Winter Series. It's the Daily Driver Race. Basically, it's going to be a fun race where anybody can race their street cars. It has to be registered and stuff like that and driven to the track. It's going to be bracket-style racing, much like our Sunoco Racefield's ET Series. Quickest anyone can dial is a 9 flat, but anything slower than that can also run. And we're looking forward to seeing everybody and hoping we get a nice big turnout next weekend. And we look forward to seeing everybody at the start of the Winter Series this year.
Well, the people appreciate what you guys are doing. You guys are trying different things. I know you get some of the street racers from Philadelphia down there. And this Daily Driver seems like it's going to be a pretty good deal. That seems like it's going to be a lot of fun, Bill. Has anybody give you any interest on your sites of anybody telling you that they're coming?
Oh, yeah. On the Maple Grove Raceway sites, we've had a lot of people comment and saying that they're planning on coming out. Usually, during the off-season, people get a little stir-crazy wanting for things to do, and usually some people do slot car racing, but now they can actually come out and race their cars during the winter at the track. We're looking forward to seeing everybody next Saturday at the Grove.
Well, Bill, keep up the good work. Keep on calling here on Wednesday and keeping us posted. Maybe one day during the winter we'll get you in the studio and we'll do a segment on drag racing in the studio. We'll have you come down and visit us.
Oh, absolutely. I'd love to come on and talk about the House of Chaos, Maple Grove Raceway.
All right, Billy. Thanks for calling. We appreciate you, buddy.
Anytime, guys. See you next week.
All right, brother.
Thanks, Bill.
We got another caller?
Yeah, for Fred.
It's for Fred. Oh, my God.
Oh.
Fred's got a caller and a secret admirer. Fred.
All right, who's this?
Hi, Fred. It's Giggles' niece.
Hey, what's happening?
Listen, before COVID, we used to have the soapbox derby go down Woodburn Road.
Yeah, I remember that.
And my children, when they were younger, we had a lemonade stand and all that there. And it was around Father's Day, and for some reason they stopped it. It was awesome.
Yeah, I'm thinking it was kind of getting there. It was a lack of interest there towards the last couple of years. But, yeah, it was cool.
I don't know. My children made like $30 from the lemonade stand. People were just dropping fives in our box.
Yeah,
and our lemonade was only a quarter.
That's cool.
And I got 3 grandsons now, and 2 of them could probably do the soapbox derby.
All right, well, we'll have to talk to Middletown Township, tell them we want to get back on there, rolling down the hill there, Woodburn Road.
Yeah, that would be great, because it was like Kmart, and now it's some kind of Carvana or something or other.
Carvana's over there, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that when I first moved over here from Jersey, that they were doing that. It was cool.
Yeah, that would be neat.
Yeah.
And then we could set up a lemonade stand, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they sell water and everything else for $1. I'm like, hey, it's only 50 cents if you go over to Sam's Club or what used to be Macro, and then it was Pace, and now it's Sam's Club.
It's convenience. You got to have it conveniently. It doesn't matter what the price is. If it's there, you got to get it.
All right. Well,
exactly, because we grew up with the 5 and dime. The one person says to me, "What do you think this is, Grants?" I said, "No, it's Woolworths," and they loved it.
All
right, good talking to you. And I got to stop in for that sweatshirt.
Yeah, we got him over there. So
thanks.
All righty, I'll talk to you soon.
Well, there you go. That's pretty cool. We got to take a break there, Steven. Of course, we got to take a break.
All righty.
All right, we're going to take
Hi,
a break.
it's Pete from Chickie and Pete's. Wrap up your workday with the all-new Chickies and Pete's Happy Hour with unbeatable specials weekdays from 4 to 6 p.m. Enjoy half-price orders of Chickies Meaty and Tender Wings, one of our tasty and delicious pizzas, or an order of mouth-watering hot, cold, or fried shrimp, plus $3 domestic bottled beers, $5 Tito's, and $6 seltzers. It's the all-new Happy Hour weekdays 4 to 6 p.m. only at Chickies and Pete's.
We had it jumped for.
Flyers hockey is back. Join On the Ice, presented by Independence Blue Cross. Each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. live from a different Chickies and Pete's near you. Join hosts Paul Jolovitz and former Flyers Bernie Perrott, Brad Marsh, and Keith Primo each week as they break down all the Flyers action and welcome a special Flyers guest each week. On the Ice, presented by Independence Blue Cross. Seen on Facebook Live and heard on Wednesdays 6 to 7 p.m. right here on 1490 AM WBCB and 107.3 FM.
There it is, right there.
At Independence Blue Cross, we take care of the people who take care of you. Everyday heroes like firefighters, police officers, teachers, farmers, and healthcare workers. Doctors and hospitals across the region have IBX, and they know what it means to have reliable access to care. So whether you're saving lives or just trying to live a healthier life, count on IBX, the region's #1 health insurer for 85 years. Learn more at IBX.com.
Say, hey, Foxwell, your secret
Hi,
admirer
this is Mayor
called
Jeff
yesterday.
Martin of Hamilton Township,
that'll piss
inviting
him
you to tune in to our
I'm
monthly
not talking
radio
to you no
show
more, Nick.
this month in Hamilton. Video stream live the fourth Tuesday of every
Pete's gonna
month
call
at 10
at
a.m.
5:45.
at WBCB1490.com. We will be featuring
I'll tell
various
him you can
guests
call
from Hamilton
early.
Township to keep you up to date on what's going on in Hamilton.
You keep
And we're
going
back
on.
here on a Wide Open Wednesday, your favorite racing show here on WBCB. Once again, here are your hosts, Fred Fletcher and Nick Leach.
All right, let's talk a little bit about the Turkey Derby. We don't have Earl, and Earl's listening at this point with some tea and honey and probably some bourbon or whatever he's doing. But
That'd be for me. Yeah.
I we talk about this a lot, you and I, Fred. I do not understand how people can sit at home, okay, and just literally beat a dead horse and beat people on the ground.
No, God.
I the place was packed.
Yeah.
Okay, now you're running asphalt. Of course, dirt ain't going to race when it's that cold, but you're running on an asphalt track. It gets cold.
Mm-hmm.
Fluid gets put on the racetrack.
Mm-hmm.
They're looking at everybody's safety. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Not only that, the guys that are doing this, they're not getting paid $1 million to do
Right.
this. They're out there. Most of them are volunteering.
Right.
They're there because it's the Turkey Derby and they love racing. And you want to beat them up on the internet, and nobody probably even knows who you are. But instead of going there and helping, you want to hinder.
Yeah, all they want to do is complain. And I kept going on the Facebook because I wanted to follow the Turkey Derby. I didn't watch it on TV or anything.
Right.
But I kept going on Facebook to see updates and stuff like that. And then you look in the comments, and it's just there's nothing positive anybody said underneath there.
Yeah.
It's like, it can't be that bad. And I'm like, why? Why you got to beat the drivers up? Or this happened to this guy, and this happened to this, or this guy slammed him another. And I actually watched some of the reels of
Right.
of what they say happened, and I didn't see anything outside of a racing incident.
Right.
Yeah, but they're calling to say, "Oh, he ran him into the wall again, or he ran him into the
Guys
infield
are
again."
there. Wall Stadium is like racing in a coffee cup.
Yeah.
Okay. And you got to move a guy.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody knows that. I mean, when our buddy Steve called and he was telling us, hey, have a little respect. Guys have respect for one another. But when it comes down to the money lap,
Right.
you got to move somebody.
Yeah.
And anybody that thinks Jimmy Blewett ain't going to move you,
Right.
yeah, I was born at night, but not last night. Jimmy's going to move you, okay?
Yeah.
So that you know who he is, you know what he's going to do, you know what he's going to do to win, and
there's other guys out there that if Jimmy was running a little slower or
Right.
whatever, they're going to move him.
and Jimmy
it's
would be
happened.
the first guy to shake your hand and say, "Hey, man,
Yeah.
I wasn't up to par. You had to do what you had to do."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
Do you go there to have a good time, or do you go there just to find things to bitch about?
Yeah,
You know, it's like-
and it's not just Wall. New Egypt has
Yeah.
the same problem. They can have a perfect racetrack, and they'll be, a bird flew over turn 2, and it blocked my view of the cars coming out of turn. What?
yeah.
It's just crazy.
Every time I go
Bridgeport,
to, I've
same
been to
thing.
Wall 3 or 4 times this year, and it was great racing all the time, and it was a good time. I sat in the turn number 1 for the last time I was down there, and that's where all the pictures are, because I could hear them all. I was like, God, I'm going back down to where I usually sit.
Right.
Because I sat down there, and and all they did was, oh, look at him. He's putting him in there. He's running him on the wall. He's like, it's like, and it must be fixed. Yeah, it's fixed, all right. So,
yeah, I mean that's another thing. Oh yeah, Stuart Friesen always throws the pole. So does Matt Shepard. Come on, man. I've been involved long enough, and I'll be honest. I thought, well, maybe they're sticking something to the bottom. Or trust me, guys, it's not fixed.
They live
they're
and
just
breathe.
Lucky.
They live and breathe. Like if I'm running against Stuart Friesen, I'm going to lose by 15 laps because he lives and breathes it. I'm just out there farting around.
Right.
And some of these guys, they don't just fart around, but they're out there, but they're not as committed, or they can't be as committed.
Yeah, I mean, they can't be because they have a regular job. And without them, we don't have racing.
Yeah.
So everybody's important. And like I said this before, that's why I did what I did when I worked at New Egypt. I made the little guy important. I made everybody important. May not win a feature, but I'll win a heat race, make that guy important, interview him. So if his family's down south, they can, hey, look, there he is. He won a heat race, and Nick's interviewing him. And that made everything important. We got a phone call?
No, you're good.
Okay, so we're good.
Yeah, I was just like, I go to the race to have a good time. I don't go down to the race to make a soap opera or listen to a soap opera. You just go down there and have some fun. I mean, I get it. It gets tiresome seeing the same guys week after week, but I don't see that at all.
There's a different fan base than when we were kids.
Yeah.
I mean, I would sit there from 10 in the morning till 12 at night, go to Wiener King after the races were over, you know what I mean, and look at the cars out in the parking lot. But now they're like, they show up in sandals, they got bright shirts on, they go down to turn one, they get dirty, and you see them walking down the front stretch to leave because they're different. They're not, they're like, oh, I want to see what this is about. And then when they get dirty, they don't want to be a part of it.
Right.
But you still have your diehards, and they're the people that come out every week, and they sit in the grandstands. Like Wall Stadium was packed, and people were dressed for that. Like Video Jim said, if you're dressed for it, it's not bad.
No.
But if you show up in a T-shirt and a pair of shorts, guess what?
That's your problem.
You're freezing. We went to an amusement park on Saturday night when I was down there with Zach, and it was cold. And this guy's walking around in a pair of shorts and sandals. I'm like, dude, really? You're not cold? Oh, no, I feel good. I said, yeah, you're going to feel good tomorrow when you can't breathe. I'm like, dude, I'm from up north, and I'm cold. I said, and it's warm here. And he just looked at me like I was crazy. But, yeah, I mean, you dress for the weather.
Just for the weather, and it's just...
And it looked like the people were having a good time that stayed there. I mean, the track crew done an excellent job. And like I said, the track is cold. They run that tire thing around there to warm up the track. On a night like that, when it's really cold, it's got to be a real handful to drive one of them race cars around.
Oh, yeah.
It's got to be a real handful.
Yeah, I couldn't even imagine doing something like that. But, I feel like I was talking about Facebook. There was like, even the guys that would go on there and say, well, I had a really good time last night. Then the people would jump all over him for saying that he had a good time.
How could you have a good time? They couldn't even get a lap in, and it took them 2 hours. Yeah, well,
I want to see some of these people get up out of their chairs and go down there and do what the Krauses do.
They probably never turned a wrench. They probably never sponsored a car.
Run the track. I mean, the Krauses, they put on it. They have a good thing going on down there. And,
yes.
To me, it's a good venue. It's a good show. I don't, if you can do better, hit Emily up and see what you can do.
Yeah. Get your checkbook out, and just like when they talk about New Egypt and they talk about Bridgeport, Doug and them guys would love to have you bring your checkbook and show us how it's done.
Yeah.
Show us how to prepare the track. We're all game for people to help instead of hinder. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, Wall Stadium has been there forever. And the Krausers are doing the best that they could do. And lately, they've had the best crowds around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but you got to take a chance. You got to bring some different divisions in. You got to bring some different people in there to do things. And, like New Egypt has Chris Moore now. Yeah. Chris knows a lot about racing, knows a lot about promoting. He's going to bring a different light to New Egypt. Hopefully, it'll put some people in the stands. And, they changed some rules over in Pennsylvania that some of them guys might not like, and it may bring some cars over to New Jersey. I mean, there's guys that don't like Bridgeport that still won't come to New Egypt. And there's guys that don't like New Egypt that still won't go to Bridgeport. Everybody thinks that if you move one track to Friday night and another track just say Saturday that you'll get all the people and all the cars. No. That's not going to happen.
Like the days when we used to run runs on Friday and Sunday in Flemington on Saturday.
Yeah, it's not like that anymore. No. Everything's too expensive, and it's a crazy world that we live in now. Hopefully, it's going to get better, and people aren't going to give up their hobbies, but they're not going to go crazy spending all kinds of money to do it. And like I said, the guys that don't like Bridgeport are not going to come to New Egypt, and vice versa. Everybody thinks in a perfect world, Friday night New Egypt runs, Saturday night Bridgeport, you get all the cars and all the stars. No, I've been on both sides of the coin.
Two different styles of tracks too, so you got a big setup.
And then they beat you up because you cancel, or they beat you up because of this. It costs money to turn the lights on.
Right.
Okay. It costs money. If Fred or Doug had somebody that would sponsor just the lighting every week, or just the staff every week, then all right, we'll take that chance. Yeah. But you can't take that chance if the weather's iffy anymore. You just can't do it.
My thing is, if people knew what was behind the scenes on a lot of these things, then that's why we're here. We want to make sure everybody has a good time at it. I go under the wall Facebook or any of the really Facebooks, and people are just bashing. Yeah. What if the casual person goes on Facebook and says, let me check out a racing thing, and they happen to go on the New Egypt one, and then all it is negative all the way down? They're not going to come.
No.
So hold your negative thoughts. If you don't like it, just talk to your friends about it, but don't go on. Don't make it public like it is and ruin the sport.
And you're not going to get any sponsors.
That's another thing.
When I interviewed guys, I always told them, watch what you say, because there could be a potential sponsor out there, some old guy with a whole bag full of money, and he's watching the races tonight, and he's going to give you $10,000. But if you act like a jackass on the microphone, he's going to be, I ain't sponsoring him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just how you present yourself. Even in the smallest form of racing, you got to act professional and do the right thing. I mean, I've met a lot of people in racing. I have a lot of great friends, a lot of great people. And there's a lot of great people in racing, and I've seen it both sides of it. Something happens, they all come together, they all take care of one another.
That's what I see in the stands.
And it doesn't matter if you're asphalt racer, a drag racer, or a dirt racer, we all come together and we all become one. And and if we can all get along for 3 hours, why can't we just do that all the time?
Yeah.
But you got these negative people that don't even go to the track, and it's the same people that keep running their mouth. Yeah. And I'm like, when's the last time you were at the racetrack?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They sit there and watch it on the whatever TVs.
I mean, Joey, God rest his soul, he never wanted to cancel. Nah, man, we're not canceling. We're going to wait till the last. And he would wait till the last minute. Fred would tell him, nah, cancel. You're not going to make any money. We're not going to get any people. Joey goes, just let it be. We'll be all right. We'll be all right. And there was times when we raced because Joey held his own and done what he had to do. And yeah, we didn't have a whole lot of people, but we have more than that we thought that we would have.
Yeah, there was one that there was maybe going on 2 years now. I went down and I kept checking on Facebook, and they're like, yeah, we're running. So I drove down there. I didn't even look at my phone because I was driving. I got down there, and I don't know who was there. And I'm like, oh, this doesn't look good. There's no cars in the parking lot. So I just pulled in, and somebody's like, yeah, they just canceled about 3 minutes ago. The track was a mess. I was like, okay. No, I didn't go back and bash them.
I mean, they don't realize that, like, especially a dirt track, you go to take a grader out there or a roller or whatever. Once it gets stuck, you're screwed. You ain't going to move. You're just going to slide across the track. And now Mark Blackwell's doing some of the stuff at New Egypt, and Mark's getting pretty good at it. And, Ricky Grasso, what can you say about him? He just does it with his eyes closed. And, they at the end of the year, they pretty much had the track in good shape. Doug had his track in good shape. I mean, you look at their schedule for this year. He's got the high limit series coming, and we'll get a chance to go down there and do some stuff with Doug, and we appreciate him letting us do what we did. We appreciate New Egypt letting us do some stuff. Maple Grove, we're still going to be doing all that stuff, So yeah, I had a chance to talk to Chris Moore, and he's on board with Wide Open Wednesday, so we should be in pretty good shape. Pete's going to call us in a little bit here, and we'll talk to him, see if there's anything new going on.
Hopefully they have a bunch of vintage races at New Egypt, because I saw Bridgeport, they was only running 2 of them towards the end of the year.
No, I think with Nick on board with that and stuff. I think they'll probably have a few.
Yeah.
They
I'm
usually
figuring-
have like 5 or 6.
Yeah, that's what I'm
from I
figuring
know.
about 5 or 6 to
Yeah.
run. I'm really looking forward to running and seeing getting back out on the track. But I was really like disheartened when I'm looking for wall updates, and I'm just getting like I don't want to get in a bad mood. So
I love racing. I love watching racing. I tell Zach has this big 70-inch TV on his wall, and I'm like, why ain't the TV on? He goes, there ain't no racing on. He goes, it's either racing or nothing. I'm like, oh boy, your wife must really love that.
that ain't not flying in my house.
And she's like, I go in the bedroom and watch the stuff. And then he has 3 dogs, and the one dog I wanted to take home with me, his name is Colby Jack. He's sitting next to you, and you're watching the midgets on the screen, and he's just sitting there watching with you. I'm like, Colby, you like the races? And he's just looking. He's like, yeah, Uncle Nick, I like the races. But it was neat. But yeah, I mean.
I'm
Hot
looking
Rod
forward to
Santa,
next
I was watching that too, and I'm like, wow, Fred's really got a good thing going here. Now next year
is our 10th annual.
year.
Yeah.
So we got to make that.
Yeah, we got a year to
pretty big
really
for
make it
next year.
special, and we still haven't said what the count was yet of the toys.
Well, it's definitely. We definitely broke the record for last year, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, my record before was last year was 2158. I knew right from the get-go because I started counting the other day, and I'm like, I'm already at 500, and we didn't even make a dent in this pile.
That's awesome.
So, I finished counting up yesterday, and then we had some more dropped off today too. So,
you got till Friday, right?
Well, now they're going to come tomorrow. They were supposed to be Friday.
Okay.
So probably by noon tomorrow, I think.
Noon tomorrow. You got till noon tomorrow again.
If you don't make it, still drop the toys off to me. I'll find out where to go. I'll ask WBCB. I'm sure Matt will know where to go.
Okay.
I'll take it right over to the warehouse. So we don't want to jip anybody. If you're running a couple days late, just bring it on.
No,
But,
Steve, you don't get the extra toys.
No. There was a couple toys I really fell in love with out there.
Yeah, it's crazy. You relive your childhood. I'm sitting in your office, and he's got these Batman things, and I'm Batman.
One lady came and brought us a whole bunch of Hot Wheels cars. Because she didn't know where to get that. Her husband was collecting over the years, and it was like over 300 Hot Wheels cars. And
wow,
it was cool. It's still in the packages, and so we that's out there. And but the total as of right now is $23.92 with what I got there. I know by tomorrow we'll have 2,400 toys.
That's awesome. I said 25, didn't I?
Yeah, usually call it 25. I knew we would go over 2,100. I wasn't sure how much.
That's awesome.
And it didn't really, to me, it's not about setting records. It's about that many more kids getting Christmases.
Right.
So, now we have 2,400 kids getting Christmases.
That's awesome.
As opposed to just 2,100.
Yeah, you need to be commended for that.
So thank you. But I enjoy doing it. I love getting everybody together. Everybody loves getting together.
I can see that.
A lot of happy people. I had people from all walks of my life. I had a lot of my schoolmates from Ewing High came over. Again, my buddy from the Air Force that we were stationed in Central America, he lives in South Jersey. He came up with his wife, and we're swapping some stories on there.
That's cool.
And Mark Yapel came over. He was, I seen him checking out my car, he's making sure I'm doing everything right, I guess.
Right.
And he was out there talking to Dom and Glenn, and Nick Marco came over, like I said, and we were talking. He did the drone work. It was really cool. Seeing how many cars and seeing how much. Now I saw on top of my roof that I have to clean one of my gutters.
There you go.
So thanks, Nick. It was just a lot of people from all walks of my life, my community, the firehouse down the street, FD 31. They came with their trucks, one of their trucks, and the kids got pictures from there. All my racing friends, some people came up. And next year we won't tie it in with the same weekend as Turkey Derby because I'm going to want to do both.
Right, right, absolutely, and I'll make sure I'm around. So
yeah,
you got to take a break. All right, we're taking a break. We'll be right back with Wide Open Wednesday.
At Independence Blue Cross, we take care of the people who take care of you. Everyday heroes like firefighters, police officers, teachers, farmers, and healthcare workers. Doctors and hospitals across the region have IBX, and they know what it means to have reliable access to care. So whether you're saving lives or just trying to live a healthier life, count on IBX, the region's #1 health insurer for 85 years. Learn more at IBX.com.
Join hosts Paul Donowich and Paul Jalovitz this and every Monday from 6 to 7 p.m. for the Independence Blue Cross Monday Night Kickoff Show live from the Great American Pub in Conshohocken. Join the Paws as they'll have a different Eagles alumni guest each week and break down the team's upcoming matchup. It's the Independence Blue Cross Monday Night Kickoff Show live from the Great American Pub in Conshohocken right here on 1490 WBCB and 107.3 FM.
Awesome, I'll get you on there, Pete.
Are you curious what old antiques, collectibles, or household contents are worth? Listen Friday mornings for What's It Worth with Mike the Appraiser, right here on 1490 WBCB.
Under the Hood with Fred Fletcher is heard every Thursday at 9 a.m. on WBCB 1490 AM and 107.3 FM. Everything you need to know about your car and keeping it maintained with Fred Fletcher from Fletcher's Garage, Hood and South Olds Boulevards, Fairless Hills, your official AAA facility.
And we're back here on a Wide Open Wednesday, your favorite racing show here on BCB. Here are your hosts once again, Nick Leach and Fred Fletcher.
All right, and I believe we have a caller, and this guy is one of my favorite announcers, Pistol Pete Wortman from New Egypt Speedway. Pete, what's going on, buddy?
Hi, Nick. What's going on, man?
Nothing. You staying warm over there? You keeping the family warm? It's pretty cold outside.
Yeah, it's a bit nippy out, that's for sure. It's winter, Tis the season.
Yeah, I hear you. What's going on over at New Egypt? I understand you're having a banquet, right?
Well, I heard that. Yes, I don't have any details on it yet. Maybe you've seen some. I have not seen any yet. I haven't talked to Chris in the last week with the holiday.
Okay, yeah, I heard some rumblings about it. It was going to be in the same spot, so hopefully that'll transpire and that'll be a good deal. I know that you didn't go to the Turkey Derby, did you? Did your dad go?
My dad stayed home because of how cold it was.
Right.
And I did too. It was brutal, and it was the wind. And I had a feeling it would be good in the grandstand because the wind would be behind you, and it was. My cousin Tommy went. It was. I heard the racing was good, especially the tour race was really good.
Right. Now we were talking a little earlier about the people criticizing not only Wall Stadium but New Egypt and Bridgeport. They ain't got nothing better to do than to cry about different things, and everybody knows how it goes. But hopefully the economy's going to get better and things are going to get better. I mean, I know they made rule changes in Pennsylvania. You think that's going to help us, Pete, over on this side of the pond?
I would think it would help us a little. I realize a lot of those guys don't like to travel, and I think most of them will make the changes they need to make because they run Grandview and Big Diamond every week. I mean, that's just what they do.
Right.
Especially the Grandview guys.
I'm going to have to check out and see what the changes are.
Now, there's
going to be... there's going to be some guys who just can't afford to make those changes and live kind of halfway between.
Right.
I haven't heard of any yet, but I mean, it's early yet. Guys still are trying to figure out what's going to happen. So
now all they're changing is the pan hardboard, right?
Wouldn't hurt us.
All they're changing is the pan hardboard, right? No left side pan hardboard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Aren't they moving it from one side to the other?
Right. It'll be a right side. It'll go back to the way it was. You won't be allowed to use a left side pan hardboard. So it'll go back to the old style.
I heard, and hey, I'm not a tech inspector, but I heard that there's going to be some a limit of RPMs at Bridgeport and something else with the modified. I don't know all the details about it, but I know there's some different changes at different tracks. Which is a shame because we all need to kind of align ourselves.
Yeah, and I know Chris is good friends with Doug Rose, and I know Chris will probably align himself with Doug and and they'll do some stuff together. Hopefully that'll be good, because we've needed that for a long time to get aligned with Bridgeport. And it would be nice to, when we were going to the races back in the day, Pete, you could race your car Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, and you really didn't have to change too much to do that. So, it would be nice to see.
100%.
Yep, it would be nice to see that stuff get aligned there, and see what happens. But I know Georgetown posted new weight rules, but they allow a lot of different motors, so they had like 5 different categories, I think. Right.
I actually read that on their website.
Okay.
And I'll be announcing there this year too. I've been talking to the new owners, and I'm still gonna be announcing there.
Cool.
Oh, nice.
Cool. Well, you should be. I mean, you're a voice there, so. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to the season. Of course, we're going to be at Motorsports. I did see in a post that New Egypt is going to be at Motorsports. So when you get a break, make sure you come over and see us so I can interview you at our table. I'll be doing that kind of stuff at our booth, and I'll swing over to New Egypt and probably talk to Chris and a couple other people over there. And but I appreciate you calling. If you get any good news, make sure you save it for next Wednesday when you come back on.
Oh, absolutely, I will. I'll make sure I call Chris next week before I come on.
All right, cool.
And I know you heard about the World of Outlaw show coming next October. So
yep, and the Dirt show. I heard all about that. That's cool. Well, hopefully I'll be sitting beside you when that happens.
I'm a big World of Outlaws fan too.
So.
I like that.
All right, well, do what you do best and stay out of trouble. Give Diane a kiss for me and all the kids a hug.
I will, absolutely, Nick. You give Nancy a kiss, too.
All right, brother. I'll talk to you later.
All right, see you, Pete.
All right, I'll talk to you later. See you, Fred.
All right. Now, things we got coming soon here on Wide Open Wednesday. Of course, we have the Leadfoot Ladies, a racing series, and that's going to begin in December. So, and Kate's going to be live in studio with us when we do that. And then we're going to have a racing time capsule with Earl Krause. A racing time capsule. And the reason why Earl Krause is a big part of that, because we're going to be trying to get some legend drivers in our studio, like Stan Plosky, Sammy Beavers, Billy Osmond, people like that, and get them in the studio. And then we will have Greg shoot some video and do some stuff like that. Of course, when we go in the studio, I'll be doing Facebook Live, and you'll be able to watch that live on Wide Open Wednesday's page.
We got a nice set.
So we got a nice set there. Nice table that we have set up. So yeah, we'll be doing the Earl Krause Racing Time Capsule, and then we have some upcoming guests that are going to be with us from Airport Speedway. Ava Mercado and Bellinger, and she is a driver and a promoter. Andrew and Chris Lacusion, AC Racing Products. Adam Buchel, of course, is Amanda Buchel's brother. He's a 600 micro champion. And then, of course, we're going to talk to Davey Salmons before the indoor season starts. And we're going to talk to him about, of course, the motorsports show. So there's some people that are up and coming that are going to be on our show. And
have you been to one of the indoor racing?
I've been to the Trenton race.
Yeah, I didn't go because I didn't hold much stock in that. But I was like, more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm hearing about it, I'm like, I wish I've gone.
Well, they add the dirt. They add the dirt to the Trenton arena.
Yeah, that's right.
And the dirt race is really cool. I mean, they're all good races. I just, sometimes you guys get anxious and you have a caution, and then you have a couple laps, and then you have a caution. But for the most part, it breaks up the winner.
Yeah.
And then, of course, they have it in Allentown too. Okay. So you go to Allentown. And then you have Trenton, and then of course there's stuff.
I was looking at the Trenton one, and I'm like, the track can't be that big. I mean, how much fun can you have there?
Yeah, but it's so cool.
Yeah, so that's what I've been seeing.
It's so cool.
I shouldn't have discounted it.
Yeah,
so
we got to go. I'm sure Kate's going to want to set up a table there for that. So. And we gotta go there and
I watched some of the videos and I'm like, wow, why did I poo-poo that one? It's pretty neat.
Usually Jay Dugan does all the media stuff for that, and then and you'll see sometimes he'll put a video up of how they make the track there, and he'll do a time capsule of that. and it's pretty neat the way they do that. Maybe we can get Jay on here and he'll talk to us about different things. So, but yeah, I mean, I like going to Trenton because,
right there.
Of course, it's right there.
Yeah.
And Atlantic City's cool too. If I used to like going because Nancy used to like go and play the slots and stuff, and then I would go watch the races. I used to like motorsports when it was at Atlantic City because you get right on the train, it drops you right off at the convention center, and all you got to do is ride the train. And that was pretty cool. I mean, it's great at
my car, so
yeah, it's great at Oaks. I mean, and you've never been there, Fred, so you're in for something.
I'm looking forward to it.
You're not going to spend much time at the booth. You're going to spend a lot of time walking around and seeing all the vendors, and I'll walk around with you so I can introduce you to a lot of people in the racing community.
We will be having my car there, which will be. I just shined it all up for Hot Rod Santa, so it's all. So we're gonna. I waxed it all up, shined the tires.
We're going to be all shined up. We're going to have Fred swag there.
Yep.
And we're going to be there with some wide open Wednesday stuff, some stickers and stuff. So come on out and see us. If you're a driver and you've been on our program, we want you to come on out and see us so we can interview. We're going to be doing some Facebook Live stuff there. And I'm going to probably walk around the show and try and catch some drivers at different sites in the show. Maybe different vendors, different people that we know. There's seminars. Motorsports tells you that the race season ain't too far off. It breaks that monotony. Then you go to some of the indoor shows, and next thing you know, we're getting ready to go racing.
Yeah, so. Firing up in the end of March, I think the region starts.
Yeah.
Still gets a little chilly, but it's definitely doable.
Yep. And that's, of course, like Billy said, Maple Grove, there's always something going on. Kyle's always got something going on in his brain.
Maple Grove,
it was funny because they went and done something on the weekend, and Santa Claus was there. Well, Santa Claus was our Santa Claus, who was Jim Brown.
Okay.
And Jim called me. He goes, "Hey," he goes. He tried to call me 3 times, and I didn't answer the phone. And then when I finally got a chance to answer, he goes, "Hey, I met your boss." I said, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah, they were out, and I had a Santa gig, and lo and behold, it was your boss." He goes, "I seen his shirt," and I said, "You know Nick Leach?" He goes, "Yeah, I know Nick Leach. I'm his boss." And he goes, "Lo and behold, I'm playing Santa. His daughter gets on my lap and she cries." He goes, "I felt terrible that she cried." I said, I said, "That's her first Christmas." I said, "So you'll have plenty more to come." But
we'll get Santa to drive a car next, Hot Rod Santa.
There you go. I mean, Jim. I've always wanted to do that because all my stuff comes in white, and I always wanted a kid to pull this, and I always wanted to say, it's real. You can't pull it off. Jim is an excellent Santa.
Yeah.
And his is all real, too, and he's real personable, and he does an excellent job with that. And I thought it was pretty cool that he called me and told me that. He actually called me when I was at the kart track. I talked to him. And he told me to kick Zach's butt, but that didn't happen too well. Matter of fact, I went to turn in one spot, and she just went straight in. And I was like, "Oh, boy, this is going to hurt." So, but I had a lot of fun. So at least he knows I can drive. Once I lose a few more pounds, then maybe I'll be able to keep up with him. But, I mean, the holiday season is cool. It was nice to see all that stuff for Hot Rod Santa on the videos. Kate done a wonderful job.
We had like 25 cars there, counting all the hot rods and stuff. And a few came and went. They didn't hang out.
Yeah, there was a lot of cars. I mean, a lot of cool cars there.
Yeah, it was a couple of new ones. Last year we really had a bunch of new ones. This year we had a couple of new ones, and the rest were regular people that come in. I usually work on a lot of them anyway. So
right. So now that you have all the toys. You got a box, put them in the boxes, and then they come pick them up?
Yeah. They 1-800 got junk. They go through WBCB.
Okay.
And they come over with the trucks, and they'll load them up, and then they take them to the Marines warehouse. Okay. I used to take them to the Marines warehouse, but now there's way too many for me to load up.
I hear you.
And because I've been doing it for going on 20 years, Toys for Tots. And the Hot Rod Santa I've been doing this was my 9th year. It's something I started down in Marsville.
Right.
Actually, it's just to have pictures. It had nothing to do with Toys for Tots. It was just, I was in a depressed area of Marsville, and I was talking to the neighbors down there, and they were saying, "Yeah, we're not going to be able to get the get pictures with Santa, and they had the 2 and 3 year olds. And
Right.
I'm like, no. So I called my buddy Bear, who plays Santa.
Right.
And he was like, oh, sure, I'll come down anytime. And I said, yeah, let's call it Hot Rod Santa, because I was doing a hot rod and vintage car restoration down there. So I had about a dozen cars in the shop, because I had a big shop down there.
Right.
And we had the kids come in and sit with Santa in my 51 Chevy I had at the time, or my 63 Lincoln I had. I was in the middle of doing a 40 Dodge street rod down there. We had pictures with that, and it was just all the cars. It was a Mustang, a Camaro, and it took off from there. It was we did it for all 3 years, and then when I moved back to Fairless Hills, I had more room up here on the parking side. So I said, let's turn Hot Rod Santa into Toys for Tots. So
that's cool.
We'll turn it all in one, because nobody was really doing anything like that.
Right.
They have trunk or treats for Halloween, or they
Right.
have come get your gifts, but not a Hot Rod Santa with the Toys for Tots.
That's cool.
So we did that, and it's really taken off. And then I'm 6 years here in my place, back in my place here in Fairless Hills, and next year I can't wait till next year already.
No, we definitely got to do something.
All of us putting our heads together. Me, you, Nick. Me, you, Kate.
Yeah.
Warren.
Yeah, we got to have something to commemorate the 10th year, whether it be a T-shirt or a mug or something that you get when you donate a toy. Do we got to take a break, Steven?
No, you're good. You got like
We're good.
Good.
All right, cool.
We can run it out.
All right, we can run it out, and we can run it out with some of our sponsors. Of course, this wouldn't be able to be done, just like Hot Rod Santa wouldn't be able to be done without Fletcher's Garage. Fred has been serving Bucks County as a trusted auto mechanic since, I don't know why you got 2001 on here, but since
well, that's when I moved over here to Pennsylvania.
Okay, well, that's when he moved over to Pennsylvania.
Bucks County since 2001. Before that, I was in Trenton for a lot of years.
Okay, so he's pretty old. He's been turning wrenches for a long time, but he's not that old.
And they since 1979.
1979. So there you have it. They offer professional mechanical repairs, auto maintenance, and outstanding customer service. Experience the difference of a AAA approved auto repair facility with a 2-year, 24,000-mile warranty on all repairs. Nobody does that. And of course, Fred is an official sponsor of this show. Of course, Need for Speed also, which Fred does America's Mechanic from 9 to 9:30, and then from 9:30 to 10, he does Need for Speed right here on WBCB. He's located at 480 Hood Boulevard, Fairless Hills, Pennsylvania. His phone number is 215-295-4931, and you can go on the World Wide Web at FletchersGaragePA.com. And remember always, if he can't fix it, it's broke.
It's ready to be junked.
It's ready to be junked.
Call Scarpatti's and they come over.
Call Scarpatti's and he'll scrap it up for you.
So.
All right, Fred, you're up.
All right, I'm going to talk about Sage Chiropractic. They're at 123 North Sycamore Street in Newtown. Fantastic chiropractor. It's a family business, husband and wife combination over there. We had Mike actually on the radio the other day.
Okay.
Talking about Sage Chiropractic and his approach towards chiropractic, which is different than any other chiropractor. I've been to a few in my day, but Mike's got a he's got a really, really good grasp on the anatomy of people, because chiropractic is more than just your back.
Right.
It runs your whole health. And the stories that he has of how he's helped people, it almost sounds like an evangelical thing.
Right.
So, but he's really, really good. So give them a call, 215-497-0700. I will be up there probably Tuesday night, getting my adjustment and trying to straighten out everything I've undone what he did last time because of Hot Rod Santa and cleaning the shop and loading the toys and all that stuff. So, he's got some work to do next Tuesday. So.
All right, so be prepared, Mike, if you're listening. You're going to have to crack them, twist them, and do all kinds of good stuff. Another sponsor that we had right from the beginning is Bob and Sherry Drayton. Bob Drayton Incorporated has been locally owned and operated since 1955. They've been taking crab since 1955. When it hits the fan, he's your man. And whenever he's got a seat, they are number one in the number two business. They provide excellent customer service, quality rentals to every client. They have a large selection of rental solutions for every project or event you have. You can count on our experienced team to fast and courteous service each time you call us. They have 24-hour emergency service. So if there's a little moisture and you sit down and you get stuck on the bowl, they'll bring a tow truck and pull you off. Locally owned and operated since 1955, licensed and insured. Free estimates available, 24-hour emergency service, military and senior discounts available, quality products, excellent customer service. And like I said, Bob and his son race 4-cylinders at Bridgeport in New Egypt. So if you go there, you can support them. They're the blue cars with the 4s, with the 09s on them. And of course, Bob and Sherry Drayton are official sponsor of this show. They're 151 Big Hill Road, Southampton Township, New Jersey. And their phone number is 609-859-3629. And you can go reach them on the World Wide Web at MrBobs.com. So, and another sponsor that's come along, and it's Kate and Warren. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. We got Flag to Flag Solutions. It's a premier partner in racetrack management and safety solutions for local racetracks in the tri-state area. With a commitment to excellence and safety, they provide innovative solutions, expert guidance, and ongoing support to help racetracks thrive while prioritizing the well-being of participants, crew members, officials, fans, and communities. Through collaboration, education, and relentless commitment to quality, we strive to empower racetracks to achieve their full potential as a premier destination for motorsports enthusiasts. And that would be Warren and Kate, who you always hear on here. And Kate's always so busy that she doesn't even get her own website up.
No.
Yeah, come on, Kate. She's too busy helping us out.
She's busy helping everybody else.
Yeah,
Kate's like a
Kate,
one-arm paper hanger.
Kate, get that website up so everybody can see your flag.
Appreciate everything that Kate does.
Absolutely.
She
Can't do without her.
Above and beyond what she should do.
Her and Warren at the Hot Rod Santa stepped right in and gave us a hand when we needed that. So
we didn't even have a Miss Santa until
I didn't have a Mrs. Santa
until she said,
"Oh, so that made Santa happy."
Yeah, absolutely, made him look good. So, but no, I mean, we got this thing going. Got to thank Fred for doing that. We have some sponsors that are on board with us.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to sponsor the program, you're more than welcome to do that. All you got to do is call Fletcher's Garage, talk to Fred, or get a hold of me. My phone number's on my Facebook page. Probably shouldn't have said that. Now I'm going to get all these crank calls. But no, you're more than welcome to get a hold of us if you want to sponsor. Sponsorship is really not expensive to get involved in this game. So if you want to get involved, you're more than welcome to do that. And
we have all kinds of different packages, from just sponsoring the radio show here to getting on with our YouTube channels and our Facebook Lives and getting in with all the media that we're going on to and getting into, and we'll take you along with us. So
because over the winter we're going to be doing a lot of stuff in studio. So we want to get you involved in that. We have a really great guy. 5 Peaks, is it?
5 Peaks Media.
5 Peaks Media. His name is Greg. And he's worked with Fox. He's worked in politics. He's one of the best guys behind the scenes, behind the camera. Yeah. I call him Magic because he creates magic with a camera. Absolutely. And you're going to see all the magic he creates because he's going to make this fat guy look skinny. I promise you.
Not even photoshopping.
No, absolutely. So we're going to have a blast here. Things are going to get real interesting for 2025 here with Wide Open Wednesday.
We're not just a little old radio show trying to do this. We're going to hit a lot of media to bring out the good of racing, and we want to take a lot of people with us on this ride as long as we.
Even in broadcasting, we Stone Cold Steve here, even though he messes up a little bit behind the board here, he's our engineer here at WBCB. We appreciate everything Steve does for us, taking calls. I know there's some people he probably didn't want to talk to, but he does anyhow. And you can catch him at Johnny Hotz. And make sure you listen to Steve. I want you to listen to Steve. He's on at 2 and he's on at 3. He has the collective mix, and he also has, what's that famous thing you do every week? Every day.
It's music motif.
The music motif. And I'll call in with a request every once in a while. I'll get bragging rights every once in a while. I usually get the easy ones. But, yeah, I don't only listen to Wide Open Wednesday. Listen to Steve. 2 and 3 o'clock. He has a hell of a show. He plays all different kind of music. If you're driving down the road, trust me, he plays the music you want to listen to while you're driving.
And then tomorrow, before I get on here, you got Jim Bob
Yep.
Foxwell.
Country music. Foxwell doing some country. I listen to him every Thursday morning to get my country. He plays some older country that you probably haven't heard in a while, which is pretty cool. And then, of course, right at 9 o'clock, you got America's Mechanic, Fred Fletcher, and then you got Need for Speed, 9:30 to 10. Thanks for being with us today, guys. We appreciate it. Make sure you listen to my boy tomorrow from 2 to 4.
Join hosts Paul Donowich and Paul Jalovitz this and every Monday from 6 to 7 p.m. for the Independence Blue Cross Monday Night Kickoff Show live from the Great American Pub in Conshohocken. Join the Paws as they'll have a different Eagles alumni guest each week and break down the team's upcoming matchup. It's the Independence Blue Cross Monday Night Kickoff Show live from the Great American Pub in Conshohocken right here on 1490 WBCB and 107.3 FM.
Serving Bucks, Burlington, and Mercer counties since 1957, WBCB can help your business grow. If you want to gain more